What's up guys, my name is Brandon and welcome back to the 69th Jailbreak Update episode, and we have some really interesting stuff and some important stuff to talk about today. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the iOS 12 through 12.0.1 jailbreak. We're also going to be talking about a massive bounty that was brought upon by the community, some iOS 11.4 and some iOS 12 exploits that have already been released, and more. And of course, we're also going to discuss and make it very clear what firmware version you should be on as of right now. So definitely stay tuned for that part of the video. You don't want to be on the wrong firmware when a jailbreak does come out. And before we jump into this video, just to make things very clear, in case you got to this video from the search results, there is currently no jailbreak for iOS 11.4 through 11.4.1 or for any version of iOS 12. Do not fall for the fakes. There are tons of tutorials out there that are completely fake and they will just mess up your device. So don't believe anything you see out there. There's not currently a jailbreak for any of those versions. All right, so now that that's out of the way, let's get into the news. So let's kick things off with an iOS 12.1 jailbreak on the brand new iPhone XS Max. So yesterday was the annual Power of Community event in Korea, and at this event, we saw talks from people like Lang Chen of the Keen Lab, and you can see here that his talk was titled Era of iOS 12 with A12, End of iOS War. And then also two members of the Pangu team were also at this event to give a talk and demo related to iOS security. And of course, there were many other speakers at this event as well, but of course, the majority of them were not just speaking about iOS. These talks basically just cover a variety of operating systems and software, but it's all related to security research. So anyways, during the Keen Lab talk, Lang Chen showed off a demo of himself jailbreaking an iPhone XS Max running the current latest version of iOS, iOS 12.1. You can see that there's a video shot from the crowd, and then there is also a video that was posted on Twitter in full HD by Vangelis, which is the organizer of many of these events like POC and MOSEC. But you can see here that Chen went into settings to confirm that he is in fact on 12.1 on this XS Max. Then he went back to the home screen to click on a jailbreak application, which is just one button there, of course, that says jailbreak. And after clicking the jailbreak button, you can see that the process begins with the exploiting of the kernel and all the other tasks running in the background. And then a few seconds later, you can see it does finish up, and you can see it is in fact jailbroken from the command prompt to the left of the screen. So yeah, it's really awesome to see that iOS 12.1 is jailbreakable, as well as that A12 Bionic chip in the iPhone XS Max. It's really great to see that it's possible to jailbreak these devices. Now, the likelihood of this actually getting released to the public and for all of us to be able to jailbreak our iPhone XS Max on 12.1 is very unlikely. And I know a lot of people always ask me, so if they're not going to release this, why would they demo it? And that's because the people in attendance at these events are interested in the research behind it. They're interested in how they got to this point. They don't do these demos, the Keen Lab doesn't do these demos for us, the jailbreak community, just to tease us about a jailbreak or something like that. That's what people tend to think. But there's people that actually pay good money to attend these events to learn about iOS exploitation and many of the other topics as well. So that's what these demos are really for. So for us, the jailbreak community, these demos aren't really anything to get super excited over. I mean, it is something to get excited over just to see that it's actually possible. But in terms of expecting a public release, I would not get your hopes up at all. Now, before this demo from the Keen Lab, the Pangu team actually took the stage for a talk about iOS exploitation. And you can see here that this tweet says, Tai Li from Pangu is giving his talk at POC 2018. He will disclose some unpatched bugs. Now, what specific bugs these are is unclear, but they could possibly help aid in a future jailbreak. Now, yes, the Pangu team may be releasing a write-up about this exploit, but they're not going to be releasing any kind of jailbreak tool or anything that's really significant in terms of helping with a future jailbreak. I feel like the Pangu team at this point is pretty much done with iOS jailbreaking as far as releasing things to the public goes. I don't think they're ever going to be interested again and releasing tools to the public. Now, of course, that could change with time, but that's just what I'm thinking right now. So I would not get your hopes up with this either, but we do have to see what that write-up entails, and it may actually be better than I think. So stay tuned for that, and I will let you know if anything interesting happens with the Pangu team and this write-up. Now, as far as exploits that have been recently released, there was a WebKit exploit recently released for iOS 11.4 through iOS 12.0.1. You can see here, the tweet says, Kudima, aka BeggarDD on Twitter, submitted another WebKit RCE exploit to the repository. He wrote the entire exploit along with a very detailed annotation, which works up to iOS 12.0.1. Thanks again for the contribution. And if you follow that link, it takes you to the write-up on GitHub, and it's basically in an HTML file, It's not actually a full write-up. There's just a note at the top in the HTML file that says this is an exploit for a JavaScript core. Then it goes on and says it targets Safari on iOS up to 12.1. It achieves arbitrary read-write within web core process. So yeah, this is a very interesting exploit here, and this could actually help aid in a jailbreak me style jailbreak in the future, possibly with iOS 12 or maybe iOS 11.4.1. It says it works with all of them, so it works from iOS 11.4 all the way up to 12.0.1. And then, like I said, this could help aid in a jailbreak me style jailbreak where we actually just have to go to a website, click jailbreak, and we're done. We don't have to worry about IPA files or sideloading them with Cydia Impact or anything like that. So that would be amazing if we actually end up getting a Safari-based jailbreak, whatever the next jailbreak is, whether that's 11.4 through 11.4.1 or 11.4 through 12.0.1. It would be awesome to see a jailbreak me style jailbreak when that does eventually get released. And there were also a couple of other smaller iOS 11.4.1 exploits that have been released recently as well. So if you are on 11.4 or 11.4.1, definitely stay put on that version. Now, another really interesting thing that happened recently in the jailbreak community was over on Reddit on the R jailbreak subreddit. So somebody actually posted a $10,000 bounty in Canadian dollars if somebody could release a jailbreak for iOS 12 within the next 48 hours. And this was actually verified by multiple people to be legit. He was actually going to pay $10,000 in cryptocurrency, but obviously the 48 hour time frame was kind of a little bit of a stretch. I couldn't imagine anybody that would have done that for that small amount of money, especially compared to what some of these other research companies are paying out, for the bounties and things like that. This is really just chump change compared to those big sums, the hundreds of thousands or 50 to 100,000 that other companies would offer. But what was really interesting is that the community actually stepped in and also helped raise another like $10,000. So it's almost 20,000 USD dollars that people have basically pledged that they would give to whoever releases this jailbreak. Now, I don't think this is actually going to go anywhere, but I did just want to mention it because it is really cool to see that the community is still so invested and so active in the jailbreak community that they'd be willing to pay a decent amount of money for somebody to release this jailbreak. But yeah, if you want to read all about this bounty, I will leave a link down to the thread in the description below. Definitely check it out. It's very, very interesting. Now, as of this recording, iOS 12.0.1 is still being signed. So if you are on iOS 12.1 or 12.1.1, you need to get down to 12.0.1 as soon as possible. iOS 12.0.1 could stop being signed at any moment now. Apple doesn't give you a warning or a heads up or anything like that. They will just stop signing it. So get to iOS 12.0.1 if you're on anything higher than that right now. Now, if you are on iOS 11.4 through iOS 12.0, definitely stay put and save your SHSH2 blobs for iOS 12.0.1. And if you don't know how to save those blobs, I will have a link down in the description below that shows you how to do it. It's very, very simple. And then of course, if you are jailbroken on any version at all, you should probably stay there just because you have a guaranteed jailbreak right now, and still the next jailbreak is not guaranteed. It's most likely going to happen, but it's still not guaranteed. So I would stay put and save your SHSH2 blobs unless you can actually live without a jailbreak for a little while. And maybe you're on like iOS 10 and you want to go up to iOS 12 to get all the new features. I would not blame you at all for wanting to do that. There's just a lot of different scenarios and a lot of different situations where you may need to leave a comment down below so I can give you my advice for that, because not everybody is in the same situation. A big example of that is the cell reception issues with the new iPhone XS, XS Max, and the iPhone XR. A lot of those people had to upgrade to iOS 12.1 so they can actually use their phone. So for that reason, I would probably give up a jailbreak and just sit there and wait on 12.1 for a jailbreak, because I'd rather be able to make phone calls and not have my Wi-Fi drop than have a jailbreak. So yeah, if you have any questions at all, leave a comment down below and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Also, make sure you do follow me over on Twitter as well. I do give advice over there through my mentions. If you mention me in a comment, or if you just send me a message, my messages are open to everybody. I do like to answer questions over there as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know down in a comment below which version you want to be jailbroken the most, iOS 11 or iOS 12 through 12.0.1. I pretty much know that most of you are going to say iOS 12, but just leave a comment down below with what you are wanting a jailbreak for, and also what device you have. I think it'd be awesome to get a jailbreak on the brand new iPhone XS and XS Max. And of course, make sure you guys do subscribe so you do not miss that jailbreak tutorial when it does eventually get released. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.